Let's meditate. Hello, I hope you're all doing well. Missed yesterday. I was sleeping. It's okay to have a day off occasionally, right? So I have committed to meditating every day. Decided to do it here on YouTube, live on my channel, so that you can join me if you want to. You can join me live, or you can join me in your own time. But there is a power to meditate and get together, even if we're not doing it at the exact same time. Even if we're not doing it live together, even if you're watching the replay, there is no time really. And so we're still meditating together, and so there is a power in that. You'll find that your meditations, just like if you meditate in a temple where other people have been meditating, your meditations are somewhat easier, and also there's a lot more energy to it, right? So we're going to be doing an awareness meditation. Join me. You can sit cross-legged if you want, like I am, or you can sit in a chair, or you can lay down, totally up to you. An awareness meditation. So we're not trying to quieten our mind, because a lot of people think that that's what meditation is about. Now, meditation, after you've done it and you practice it a lot, you might find that your mind quietens a little, but it maybe won't, right? Because we've got a subconscious mind. We've got our thinking mind, right? That's when we decide to have thoughts. That's our conscious mind. And then we've got a subconscious mind, the one that like chirps up with some thoughts and distractions and worries and all kinds of things. That subconscious mind is there to protect us. So it reminds us of things that it thinks we need to attend to. And then we've got the higher self mind as well, which can come through in meditation. That is the inspiration. It is when you're receiving thoughts. So it's three different kinds of minds, right? And what we're doing in meditation is we're practicing being the conscious mind, being present and aware of when the subconscious mind chirps in, and also when that higher self mind comes as well. Now, sometimes it can be, well, you can call that intuition as well. Sometimes it can be difficult to ascertain which it is. Is it the subconscious mind? Am I making it up? Or is it the higher self mind? And the more you do it, the more you'll be able to tell the difference. The more you meditate, the more you will hear that intuitive mind. And indeed, that's how I do my channeling. I, unfortunately, through a very abusive childhood, developed the gift, because I had to go within in order to save myself. But I developed the gift of being able to hear my guides from a very early age, and so I've just continued doing it. I can hear the guidance for myself, I can hear the guidance for other people, and it's through a state very similar to meditation that I do the channeling work. So meditation helps us in all kinds of ways, mind, body, spirit. So what we're doing is we're remaining present and aware. We will have distractions, as I said, distractions from the intuitive mind, the higher self mind, distractions from the subconscious mind, distractions from sounds, power tools outside, from cats. She's asleep at the moment, but she'll want to get involved for sure. What else? Our body, we can get distractions from our body as well, itches and all kinds of things. So just let them come up and notice them. If you like, you can name them. That helps me personally to stay in that conscious state and being present and aware. If I name it when those distractions come up. So you might like to do that. Well, let's get going then. Taking some deep breaths. We want to calm our nervous system down first, because it'll be so much easier to meditate with a calm nervous system. So let's take some deep breaths in. 3 big deep breaths in, and releasing all the tension when you breathe out. Relaxing into this meditation. Now's a really good time to set an intention for it as well. So it could be a personal intention. Perhaps you want an answer. You want your higher self mind to give you an answer to something. Perhaps it's for your peace and well-being, or an intention for the world, or for someone else. Totally up to you what your intention is for this meditation. Now, to quiet our nervous system even more, we're going to do a scan of the body, placing our consciousness in different parts of the body to feel what's there, to feel if there's any tension in there, to release that tension. Well, let's start with the right hand this time, the tips of the fingers, and we'll travel up the arm, through the wrist, through the forearm, up through the elbow, the bicep and the tricep, up the upper arm there, and into the shoulder, releasing the shoulder down, relaxing it down, and then traveling across the back of the shoulders, so releasing the shoulders down away from the ears, into the left shoulder now, relaxing that shoulder down, traveling down the upper arm, relaxing as we go through the elbow to the lower arm, the forearm, down through the wrist, and then out through the finger ends, down to the left toes, traveling up the foot, the arch of the foot, through the ankle, up the calf and the lower leg to the knee, and then up from the knee through the quads, up to the hip, from the hip going to the back to the glutes. Perhaps you're sat down and you can feel your glutes on the chair or whatever you're sat on. Relaxing all of that, releasing the hips across to the right side of the hip again, releasing that glute, relaxing it, and then traveling down the right leg, the right upper leg, quads and hamstrings, relaxing into the knee, down through the calf and tibialis, the lower leg and the ankle, through the arch of the foot on the right hand side and out through the toes. Now focusing on the base of the spine and then traveling up all the way up the spine slowly, like the spine is a step ladder, one vertebra at a time, traveling up the spine. You might like to stretch your spine out as you do this. And then once you get to the top of the spine, let's take some deep breaths into the upper chest and the upper back, expanding it right out to release the tension in the chest there, and then another deep breath into the belly, expand the belly out, and releasing the tension in the belly. The top of the spine again, release the neck. You might like to stretch it. One side and the other, turning your head no and yes. And then up through the jaw, releasing the jaw, releasing the cheekbones, the eyes and the eyebrows, letting the eyebrows relax. Up the scalp, feeling the whole of the scalp relax and feeling your ears drop down just a tiny little bit towards your shoulders. And then resting the tongue on the roof of the mouth. Moving on up to the third eye, point between the eyebrows, just a little bit up from there. So focusing on the third eye can intensify in a good way the meditation too, as well as meditating together, of course. So settling into that present awareness and naming all the distractions that come up. Be present and aware of your environment, the noises, your body, your mind, your third eye. And then as the distractions come up, just noticing them and accepting them. I'm not trying to push them away or fight them, just accepting that they're there. It's part of the human condition. And in this way we can learn to love ourselves instead of fighting ourselves. So today, instead of just naming thought, when you get one of those internal thought distractions, let's name them conscious thought, subconscious thought, or intuitive thought. Just to let you know, I'm going to be meditating for about half an hour. And then directly afterwards, I'll be doing a live channeled session for members of the channel. If you'd like to join me after that, you can click that join button down there if you haven't already. Also, if you have any personal questions about meditation, put them in the comments and I'll answer them. Either I will type my answer in afterwards if you're watching the replay, or I'll answer the questions at the end for the live questions. to call the thoughts either subconscious thoughts or inspired thoughts. Subconscious thoughts are the worries, the memory, the I should be doing this, those kind of thoughts. And from the subconscious, which is trying to protect us. Inspired thoughts are from your higher self. Ideas. It's something that we couldn't make up. Sometimes it can be somebody popping into your mind. It's got less of a narrative, the intuitive mind. The subconscious mind is more like a parent. It's got a narrative, it's got a reason for telling us to do things. And the more we remain in present awareness, in our consciousness, being aware of when the thoughts pop up, the more our subconscious mind might quiet, and the more open and available we are to perceive the higher self mind. And the more you practice it, and the more you take action on the inspiration that you get, the more confirmation you'll get that it was in the flow, and the synchronicities will happen. And the more that happens, the more you will trust in the intuitive mind. The less you'll second guess it or wonder whether it was the subconscious mind or not, whether you made it up or not. Often a way that we learn how to discern what is the higher mind from the subconscious mind is that we don't listen to it. We ignore the message. We don't say that thing that popped into our mind. We don't act on that. We don't call that person. And then we find out later that we should have done. So we're not to beat ourselves up for that. It's just an example. It's just to help us learn that we should listen to the intuitive mind. And sometimes our subconscious mind will give us good reason not to act on the intuitive mind, not to say that thing. Remember, the subconscious mind is trying to protect us, so if the subconscious mind thinks that you might be rejected or you might have some danger going on if you do speak out, it will try and stop you. The more we practice taking action on the intuitive guidance, the more confirmation it will get that it gets us in the flow rather than out of the flow. And the more we do that, the more the subconscious will settle down, because we can talk to the subconscious and say, it's okay, I've got this, I trust myself, I trust my guidance, I trust my intuition, I'll take action on that. I don't need the warnings. It'll still try and warn you, because the subconscious mind, it's not just like a parent, it's like a child too. And so when it's worried, we need to listen to it. but then soothe it and say it's okay. There's nothing to be afraid of. Okay, that's where I'm going to end the meditation. You feel free to carry on if you want to. If you want to come out of the meditation, you can just stretch your body a little, bring yourself back to the waking world. Slowly getting back into the awake state. If you would like to join me in the live channeling for members, click that join button down there. If you're not already a member, I'll be starting that in just a few minutes. So thank you for meditating with me. And let's do it again tomorrow. I'll see you then.